If it has more than 5 ingredients and you can't pronounce half of them, it's working against your medication. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Paul Miranda, board-certified family medicine, obesity medicine physician, founder of Summit Metabolic Health. And this is Commandment 8 of the 10 Commandments of GLP-1 Success, how to avoid ultra-processed foods. Choose whole inputs. If you're new here, the 10 Commandments are a physician-designed framework we use in every single patient at Summit. The medication is a tool. The framework is what makes the results last. Let's get into it. I'll start with something I constantly see. I want you to hear about this. A new patient starts the GLP program. First few weeks are remarkable. Appetite is down, cravings are gone, and they eat less without even trying. They feel like they finally have control over the food for the first time in years. And then something shifts. They hit a plateau. The weight loss slows. They're frustrated. They feel like the medication has stopped working. And when I dig into what changed, 9 times out of 10, it's the food environment. Not the medication, the food. Specifically, ultra-processed foods have crept back in. Not in obvious ways, not fast food every day, subtle ways. Protein bars that are really candy labeled as healthy. Crackers, low-calorie snack packs, diet frozen meals. Things that look reasonable choices but are engineered to undermine exactly what the medication is trying to do. That's what Commandment 8 is all about. So what is ultra-processed? Let me define the term because it gets thrown around loosely. Ultra-processed foods are products manufactured through industrial process using ingredients that you don't find in a home kitchen. We're talking emulsifiers, artificial flavors, colors, additive, modified starches, hydrogenated oils, high fructose corn syrup. The list is long. Preservatives are designed to extend shelf life and enhance palatability. The NOVA classification system developed by researchers at the University of Sao Paulo, they're widely used to talk about nutritional epidemiology. Breaks food into 4 categories. Category 4 is ultra-processed. This includes soft drinks, packaged chips, crackers, reconstituted meat products, instant noodles, packaged breads, breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, energy drinks, and most fast foods. Here's a number that matters most. The estimate of ultra-processed foods now account for about 57 to 60% of the total caloric intake in the American diet. Compare that to most European diets that normally accounts for about 20 to 30. What that means for most people starting a GLP-1 program, more than half of their calories are coming from products specifically engineered to override satiety. Let me explain why this is critical and when you're on GLP-1 therapy, because this is where it gets clinical. GLP-1 receptors agonists work through multiple mechanisms. They slow gastric emptying. They suppress glucagon. They enhance insulin secretion. They act centrally on the hypothalamus to reduce appetite. They reduce the reward signaling associated with foods. All that creates what I call the metabolic window. A period weeks to months where your body is physiologically primed to lose fat, preserve muscle if you're doing the work, and reset your relationship with food. Whole food work in that window. Protein, fiber, complex carbohydrates. These slow digestion further, amplify satiety signaling, stabilize blood glucose, and give your body the building blocks it needs. Ultra-processed foods work against that window. Here's why. First, they're engineered to be calorie-dense and nutrient-poor. The small volume of ultra-processed foods delivers a large caloric load with minimal protein and minimal fiber. On a GLP-1 program where total food volume is already reduced, every bite has to count nutritionally. Ultra-processed foods make every bite count against you. Second, they're designed to minimize satiety. Food scientists studied this professionally. The goal here is what industry calls bliss point, the precise combination of sugar, salt, and fat that maximize palatability and minimize the feeling of fullness. These products are not designed to satisfy you. They're designed to keep you eating. Third, this is one that most people don't expect. Ultra-processed foods can partially override GLP-1 appetite suppression. The medication reduces normal hunger signaling effectively, but hyper-palatable engineered food activates dopaminergic reward pathways that operate somewhat independently of hunger. You're not eating because you're hungry. You're eating because the food is engineered to be eaten. That's a different mechanism, and GLP-1 doesn't fully block it. This is why patients can be on effective GLP-1 therapy, have genuine appetite suppressions, and still find themselves finishing a bag of chips. This is not a character flaw. It's neuroscience. I've spent 20 years in emergency medicine. I've seen the downstream consequences of ultra-processed food diets play out in real time. diabetes, complications, cardiovascular events, metabolic syndrome, progressing to organ failure. I can tell you from that vantage point is this. Patients who end up in my ER, the most serious metabolic diseases, are almost universally living on ultra-processed food, not occasionally as a baseline diet. And the cruel irony is that ultra-processed foods are often the cheapest, most convenient, most heavily marketed options available. The food environment is not designed to support your health. It's designed to support profit margins. The GLP-1 program is the most powerful metabolic intervention available right now. Don't let food engineering undo it. So what does Commandment 8 look like in practice? The rule is not perfection. It's not zero processed foods forever. That's not realistic, and I'm not going to pretend it is. The rule is choose whole inputs as your default. Meat, fish, eggs, vegetables, fruit, legumes, whole grains, dairy, nuts, seeds, everything. Foods that come from the ground, the water, or from animals with minimal processing between the source and your plate. Sample I give to patients, the food has more than 5 ingredients, and any of those ingredients require a chemistry degree to identify it's ultra-processed. Put it back. Let me give you the highest risk scenario for GLP therapy, because knowing where you're vulnerable is half the battle. Scenario 1. Reduced appetite leading to convenient choices. You're not hungry. Cooking often feels more effort than it's worth. You grab whatever's fast and easy. And fast and easy in most American kitchens, almost drive-through, means ultra-processed. The solution is not willpower, it's preparation. Protein sources ready to go. Hard-boiled eggs in the fridge, Greek yogurt, rotisserie chicken, pre-portioned nuts makes whole food options a convenient choice. You don't have to fight yourself or even think about it. Scenario 2. This is one of my worst. I deserve a treat meal. You've lost 15 pounds. You feel fantastic. It's been disciplined for weeks. You deserve one meal off. And you're right, one meal will not derail a program. But ultra-processed foods are engineered specifically to make one meal into two, two becomes four, four becomes a week. The neurologic reward loop is created, is real. Be aware of what's going on. Enjoy intentionality, but don't let it become a default. Scenario 3. The healthy ultra-processed trap. This is the insidious one. You walk around the grocery store and everything's labeled high protein. But a protein bar with 30 grams of sugar, granola that's essentially candy, flavored oat products labeled as low calorie, these products are marketed with health language and they are still ultra processed. Read the ingredients, not the front of the package, the ingredient list. If it reads like a chemistry textbook, it qualifies as ultra processed, regardless of what the marketing says. Fourth problem, and this is one that gets me too. Restaurant food, especially fast casual food. It's heavily ultra processed even when it looks like whole food. The oils, the sauces, the breads, the marinades, you can't control this. The goal when eating out is to make the best available choices. Protein forward, vegetable heavy, minimize the breads and the sauces. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good enough. Here's what I want you to understand about why these commandments is this. GLP-1 medication works while you take it. The habits you build while you're taking it work after that. At Summit Metabolic Health, the goal from day one is eventual medication independence. We're not here to put you on a drug forever. We're here to use this metabolic window to rebuild your relationship with food, your body composition, your metabolic health. So when we begin the wean, the results hold. Ultra-processed foods do not build that foundation. Whole foods do. Every meal is a decision about which version of yourself you're investing in. The medication opens the door for what you eat, determines whether you can walk through it. Commandment 8. Ultra-processed foods. Choose whole inputs. Not perfect, not forever restricted, just whole, real foods as your default. An awareness that engineered food is designed to do to your brain and body. I'm Dr. Paul Miranda. This is Summit Metabolic Health. I hope this is helpful. Subscribe to go through all 10 commandments in this series, and every video is designed to give you the clinical context your program needs to actually work. I'll see you on the next one.